Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're looking at McFarlane DC Multiverse cover recreation, Hal Jordan Green Lantern. This is based off Green Lantern number 49, and this is when he's turning evil, the Emeral Twilight. He's about to be Parallax. He's killed tons of Green Lantern Corps members and taken all their power rings to become even more powerful. I got this guy at the Walmart website, part of the Walmart Con last week, so let's take a look at the packaging. As you can see at the top, part of the Gold Label collection. A Gold Label figure is simply retailer exclusive, whether it be Target or GameStop. This one is a Walmart exclusive. Ages 12 plus, Emerald Twilight Green Lantern. Here he is in the package. We have a couple of construct effects, extra hands, a lantern battery, collector's card, display stand, comic cover recreation, and of course, Hal Jordan himself. One side of the package, McFarlane cover recreation, Green Lantern Emerald Twilight. Other side, Green Lantern. Hit the back. Here he is with all those different power rings. What a cool, creepy cover. And at the back, there's his barcode if it helps. So with no further ado, let's open him up. Alright. Now that we got this figure out of the package, here he is with all the accessories laid out. And he comes with quite a bit of stuff. We have an elaborate display stand, a replica of the cover of Green Lantern number 49, which can go into the display stand, a collector's card, a lantern battery, 2 energy constructs, and then 4 interchangeable hands. Before I table all that, let's talk about and check out the figure. So this is Hal Jordan as Green Lantern from the Emerald Twilight storyline in Green Lantern number 49. It all started out at the end of the Reign of the Superman storyline. Mongol teams up with Cyborg Superman, and they use a series of bombs to destroy Hal Jordan's home, Coast City. It really hit Hal Jordan hard. He ended up beating them, and he used the power ring to recreate his entire city, including the people that died, such as his father. Of course, the Guardians of OA told him that's forbidden to use his ring for personal gain, and he got very angry. He decides to go to the Guardians of OA and pretty much take all their energy so he can recreate a city. And numerous Green Lanterns end up going against him. He fights, defeats, and kills a lot of them, takes their power rings, and that's why he has 13 power rings on instead of the usual 1. This was in the middle of his transformation into Parallax. Hal Jordan becoming a villain, falling. He killed many Green Lanterns, but not really sure. Some of them seem to be alive nowadays, but that's just the nature of comics. So let's take a closer look. Now this is a cover recreation, so he's kind of shaded the cover behind you. All the green sort of energy onto his face. Dark on one side, green on the other. He has that sort of eerie, creepy, evil smile going on. He's done on the typical Lantern body. The texture body, and I like this body. I'm a fan of it. I like all the Green Lanterns on this. We have yet to have a proper Hal Jordan on this body. The logo's nice. Bunch of different sort of shading going on him. You can see the numerous power rings, and that is probably the coolest thing about this guy. They're all sculpted onto this hand. Very, very cool. It's the same body we've seen before. Textured, tall boots. This guy has a lot of comic shading on him, as he's a comic recreation. And a closer look at his face and head sculpt. The shading's kind of weird, really dark on one side, but it's very similar to the cover behind him. It looks good. I would love a repainted sort of normal version. Always wanted Hal Jordan on this body. And this is a very cool, unique release. And then, here's the figure, broken down as far as he can go, with all of his removable parts detached. Now let's check out his accessories. And let's start off with the boring stuff. Here's his collector's card. As you can see, it's a replica of the cover of Green Lantern number 49. He's got all 13 power rings. On the back, there is a description. If you want to read that, pause now. And here's this display stand with the replica of the cover of Green Lantern number 49. Honestly, they should have just given you the whole comic. One side, we have the full cover, and if you take it, flip it around, it's got the cover without Green Lantern there, in case you want to display your figure like this. Now let's look at his hands. He has a total of 4 hands, 2 left hands, and 2 right hands. One set of hands has the simple white gloves, 1 power ring, and then 1 set of hands is the 13 power rings. So you could have him before or after he killed the other Green Lanterns. Here he is with his first pair of hands. These are the regular hands that only have the one power ring. His right hand is a fist, his left hand is a gripping hand. And here's his next pair of hands. These are some outstretched hands. His fingers are extended so you can see all the rings he has. You can make for a really cool pose with him sort of mesmerized, looking at his rings, feeling all the power. And then we have his constructs. They are more or less sort of energy balls that will attach to his hands like he's giving a super punch. They have definitely released numerous times before. These are a darker green, kind of semi-transparent material. You can see where the hand will just sort of go inside. Here's Hal Jordan with those energy effects attached to his hands. Now we have his Latern battery. It's cast in semi-transparent green, as if it's sort of glowing with energy, recharging his power ring. Here's a sick and twisted Hal Jordan carrying his Latern battery. And in case you're curious, here's how a regular, classic Hal Jordan head on the textured Green Lantern body with the 13 power ring hands would look. Basically, it's the same cover without the extreme cover recreation and shading. Now to check out the reuse differences and similarities between Hal Jordan here and some previous McFarlane figures. He shares most parts with Kyle Rayner, and Kyle Rayner also debuted in the storyline Emeral Twilight. So let's take a closer look. Obviously, if you look at the figures, their heads are different. And I think literally everything else is the same. Feet, boots, legs, the diaper piece, the stomach, the torso, the arms, even the hands. And they come out quite a bit different. I actually like this being sort of a uniform body for the Green Lantern Corps members. Here are all the McFarlane DC Multiverse figures that utilize this base body. I count a total of 16, most of which are Green Lanterns. I believe Extant, the Page Puncher Wave, also uses this body. Deathstroke here also utilizes the same stomach and upper legs, but I'd say overall it's not the same base body. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at both the figure and his accessories, let's check out his height. From bottom to the top of his head, standing about 7.2 inches tall, which can translate to just over 18 centimeters, and for his articulation. Starting with his head, of course, it can rotate side to side. He can look up, not too much, a little bit, down quite a bit more. Can't tilt his head from one side to the other. Shoulders on the ball joint goes up way more than 90 degrees, up, down, around, all that good stuff. He's got a butterfly ring between his shoulder and chest, increase the range of motion and cover a large gap that would be there. Bicep cut, double jointed elbows. His wrist can rotate and it's hinged as well. Ball joint in his torso, rotate around, forward and back, pretty limited and tight there. Another one is waist, rotate around, forward and back. Between the two, good range of motion, you get much more out of the waist than the torso on this guy. Legs, complete of splits, McFarlane style hip joints. Rotation is pretty good. They go forward, about that far, back not much. Double jointed knees, and then his ankle. Forward and back, rotate, tilt, rock, and toe articulation. Here's a look at Hal Jordan, mesmerized by the power and the feeling of having 13 power rings at the same time. He feels unstoppable. And of course, this will eventually lead to him killing even more Green Lantern Corps members and becoming Parallax. Now let's check him out next to some other action figures, starting off with some other Hal Jordan Green Lantern figures. Here's this Emeral Twilight Hal Jordan, next to McFarlane's first version. This is based off his modern look in the DC Rebirth comics. Then, next to a classic Silver Age Hal Jordan, I really want to get a regular, sort of modern version of Hal Jordan on the same body that this Emeral Twilight version is on, but painted in normal colors. Next, with Hal Jordan as Parallax, when his journey to becoming evil is complete. And now, with Hal Jordan as Spectre, he tried to right some of the wrongs he did as Parallax when he was Spectre. Here's Hal Jordan in his armored construct suit. Here are all the McFarlane DC Multiverse Hal Jordan Green Lantern figures they've made so far. I count a total of 9. 4 of which are evil. And I believe there's one upcoming they showed off at New York Comic Con. And there are still plenty more versions they could make. Here he is with a couple of DC Direct Hal Jordan figures. And here he is with the NECA Hal Jordan. Next, with the Mattel Hal Jordan. And then here are all the Hal Jordan figures that I have by McFarlane, DC Direct, NECA, and Mattel. Here's Hal Jordan next to Alan Scott, the original Green Lantern, and his daughter Jade. And here, with the Guy Gardner and John Stewart Green Lanterns. Then, with Kyle Rayner and Simon Boz. Next, with a bunch of other Green Lantern Corps members, Eben Sewer, Toma Ray, Sinestro, Kilowog, Argus Chumuk, and the Green Man. And now, with a couple of Batman as Green Lantern figures. Here are all the McFarlane DC Multiverse Green Lantern figures they've made so far. I believe the next couple coming out is going to be a Jessica Cruz and Hal Jordan figure. I think they're both red platinums. Here's Hal Jordan next to all my Yellow Lantern figures. And here he is next to my Red Lantern figures. Then, with McFarlane's Black Lanterns. And I've been debating for so long if I should put these Jokerized Death Metal Batman with the other Black Lanterns. He does have a power ring, although his is purple. I still don't think he's a purple lantern. I think he's a black lantern with a suit and ring just sort of defaced. What do you guys think? Drop it in the comments below. Do I include the Jokerized Death Metal Batman with the lanterns, or do I not? Do I include him with the overall shot? And which subgroup do I include him with? The Black Lanterns, or his own, or none at all? And now, with Hal Jordan next to Kyle Rayner as a Blue Lantern. Next, with Captain Boomerang as a White Lantern. And I believe we have a Batman as a White Lantern coming up in the near future. Here's every single McFarlane Lantern figure they've made so far. Blue Lanterns, White Lanterns, Black Lanterns, Red Lanterns, Yellow Lanterns, and of course, Green Lanterns. Here's Hal Jordan with a couple more obscure Green Lantern Corps members. We have Shadow and Chip. Here are all the McFarlane cover recreations. Killing Joke Joker, Dark Knight Returns Batman, Kingdom Come Superman, and Emeral Twilight Green Lantern. Now let's check him out next to some other recently released McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. Here he is, next to the Batman Returns wave, Batman, Catwoman, the Penguin, and Max Schreck. I still need to get the Penguin Commandos, and the GameStop exclusive Penguin in his underwear. Here's Hal Jordan next to the glow-in-the-dark Bane, and the Page Puncher, Crisis on Infinite Earth's Joker. I still need the rest of the Page Puncher wave, being Superman, Cheetah, and Extant. And here he is, next to the pink and rainbow Batman figures. Then, next to the Atom Smasher vs. Spectre 2-pack. And now, next to the 5th digital wave, Batgirl, Red Tornado, and Blackfire. Here's Hal Jordan, next most recent wave of Collector's Edition figures. We have Batman with a Mobius chair and Dr. Midnight. I have the platinum version of Dr. Midnight on the way from Big Bad Toy Store, but I'm on the hunt for 2 platinum Batman with Mobius chair figures. And while we're on the subject, I'm also desperately on the hunt for both a regular and platinum chase variant of the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Collector's Edition Beast Boy. If anybody out there can point me in the right direction, has some information to share, or can possibly help me out, please drop me a line in the comments below. It is much appreciated. And here he is, next to the Ben Affleck Batman for the Flash movie that came with the Batcycle, and the new Rebirth Batman. Then, next to the Jokerized and Nightmare Superman figures. And now, next to another recent wave that I got at Target, we have the Red Platinum Guardian, Hush Riddler, DC Classics Scarecrow and Batgirl, and the Red Platinum Dark Flash. And finally, next to the Season 2 Peacemaker figure. Now let's check him out, next to some action figures from different various companies, so we can see how he fits in both scale and style-wise, in case you want to know which ones you can mix him with. Since he's a McFarlane toy, they are typically the 7-inch scale. I'm going to start off my comparisons with some of the larger action figure lines I collect, and then work my way smaller. But first, let's check him out with some of his McFarlane Toys brothers. In front of you are 5 different action figures, all from McFarlane Toys, all 7-inch scale, and now, with some Jack-specific wrestling figures, and Diamond Select toys. Here's Green Lantern, next to a Lemon, and here he is, with some DC Direct and NECA figures, then, with both some Mattel and Jazzwares wrestling figures, and now, with some Mezco and Mattel DC figures, next, with some Mafex and Hasbro Marvel Legends, and finally, with some SH Figure Arts and Jazzwares Fortnite figures. So overall, I think it's a really cool Hal Jordan Green Lantern figure. We've never gotten a figure exactly like this, not just with the sort of comic shading, cover recreation, but wearing 13 Green Lantern Corps power rings from lanterns that he killed. Now, I think it's a really cool idea. It's a unique figure. He has a really creepy look to him, and I love the power rings on those hands. Now, it would be cool to get this figure without this sort of comic recreation shading. But I really like these comic recreation figures. They're not good for world building, but they're a really nice stylized display piece. His accessories, well, it's really just the hands. I'm not a big fan of those construct, big giant punch things. And the Latern battery is a little boring. His articulation is everything you'd expect from a McFarlane figure. Sculpt and paint job are excellent. I really want to see a Hal Jordan on this body. If I were to rate this guy, I just think it's a lot of fun. I'm going to give him a 7.5 out of 10. I'm enjoying him a lot. So this is D Hunter. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.